Hey, how's everyone doing? This is Melvin here, and welcome everyone. Tonight is a little late, but I want to talk to you about what is the right metrics that you can use when you want to measure the success of your live stream itself. Well, in case you didn't know, my name is Melvin, and this is the Melvin Live Show. And on this show itself, I talk about things related to building a one person, 1 million or digital business. So, a little bit about the background of this show. It started when Singapore was in the circuit breaker, and I was just toying with the idea of being able to do or to be able to use the resources that I already have and try and do something about it. And so that was when it led me to wanting to come on board and do this live show and to broadcast live every day. And during the last 200 over episodes itself, I must say that I've learned a great deal, a lot of things. I have also managed to grow in terms of my channel, as well as when it comes to making the whole scene itself and doing up the whole studio and look and feel itself. I've learned a great deal, and one of the key things that successful YouTuber and successful business people do is that they reinvest the money that they earn into the into the business itself. So for example, for me, I invested a ton of money into creating a good quality live video And for the very reason, because I wanted to make sure that these live videos are going to be of a certain quality when it comes to the video, the audio, as well as the lighting. And in addition to that, I want to make sure that, this all those videos that I'm making, they are going to become digital assets for me. And what I mean by digital assets means that, even when I go to bed, these videos are there working for me over and over and over again. And so, they will at some point in time, some of them are aimed at creating awareness. Some of them are aimed at creating, interest in what I do. And some of them are created with the aim in mind to convert some of these people who have been following me on this channel, and how we are able to kind of get them to take it to the next level itself, right? And so in case you are catching this live for the first time and you have not, do consider subscribing to this channel if this is something that you want to see. So today, the topic that I want to talk about is the right metric for live stream. And later on, I will share with you what exactly is a good measure itself. And that's for something for you to kind of mess around and, figure out if that is something that you can go with that. Now, talking about messing around, over the last couple of days, what I've done was that I have been digging deeper into the analytics that is given by YouTube. Now, as you probably know, YouTube actually provides you with a ton of analytics, whether it's by channel or it's by video itself. And many of those analytics are actually so rich in terms of the data that it gives you. Um, for someone who is not quite familiar with analytics and data and how to make use of data, it can come across a little overwhelming. So, I hope this video is going to help you kind of navigate through that and to be able to pick the right metric for you. Now, so first and foremost, I think when you think about a metric, a way to measure how successful the video is, I think as one aspect of it that everyone comes to mind is number of views. However, while number of views is great and number of views is something that is going to contribute later on to your ability to monetize your channel, and all that is great. However, especially for someone who is new on the channel and someone who is new creating content here on on YouTube itself, one of the key things that you really want to be able to um, take note of is the fact that you want to be able to not just look at the views, because inevitably the views are going to be quite small and quite little, and so it may not come across as something that it's huge, and many a times people get discouraged. I just want to take a moment to say hi, Renee. Renee, how's everything with you? Renee is a, let me just say here, right? Renee is an awesome videographer. She knows her stuff and she is so well equipped in terms of what she can do for videography. Hi, Renee. Been a long time since we last spoke, but trust everything is well with you, right? And so back to our discussion here today. The whole idea with the right metrics, like I say, many of us would immediately jump to number of views. But if you're new in the channel, if you're new on YouTube itself, going by just number of views isn't going to get you very far. So one of the things that you may want to consider, especially if you're new like me, right, where you may not have 1,000 subscribers yet, right? You may just have a couple of hundreds of subscribers. However, one of the things that I really want to encourage you to think of is that do not jump into getting that 1,000 subscribers so that you can quickly be able to monetize your your channel itself, right? Although yes, that is the end game, but we are in it for the long haul. So one of the key things that I would really want you to invest the time in is that in during this period as you are gaining the subscribers, what you want to think about is that you are getting the right kind of subscribers. You want to be able to get the kind of audience who is going to be able to watch your videos, who want to watch your videos, and who can see the value in your video itself. Right. So it doesn't matter if you have 1,000 views, but what's more important is that are those 1,000 views the very people that you want to reach, because that is what is crucial right from the start. Right. So views, of course, is something that many people have been familiar with. But so on today's show itself, I really want to be able to dive deep into um, what are some of the metrics that you can look at. Now, in case you didn't know, when you type in certain keywords onto YouTube, as you probably already know that YouTube is the number two biggest search engine in the world, right? Number one being Google and number two being YouTube. And so when you look at number two, YouTube as a search engine, what many of us do is that when we go into YouTube, inevitably we are looking for certain information, right? Now, so as you're looking for certain information, you will be typing in certain keywords. Like, for example, you may say how to create a great thumbnail for your YouTube video, right? That becomes the keyword that you have when it comes to, you know, the thing that you are searching for. And so what that happens is that when you search for those keywords, a list of videos are going to come out in terms of relevance, right? Based on the keywords that you punch in. And because people are going to start watching those videos, but once they have finished, or when they are watching this that video itself, what they will see actually is what are the some of the other suggested videos. Now, it is so crucial that, at this point in time, for example, for me, I may not have lots of subscribers, I may not have thousands of views, but what I do have is that, I have been relying on the YouTube to kind of show my videos as a suggested video once someone keys in their keywords. And this has been huge because fundamentally, while I may not come out as top on the list itself, but being one of the suggested videos, recommended by YouTube is huge because especially when you are new in the sense, it's because you are unknown and people can discover you via this channel itself. So this is a huge thing that you will need to consider, and you will want to make sure that you are able to kind of get to that level itself. So suggested video is something that it's so underrated, and that's something that I want you to watch out for when it comes to analytics, right? So what happens is when you get your videos being one of the suggested videos, what you want to do is that, of course, you want to be able to get someone to click on your video. So that goes into the fundamentals, like great thumbnail, the first 10 seconds, 5 seconds preview of it, as well as the first few seconds of your video itself. Those are some of the key things that you really want to be able to capture, because if you're not able to capture them at that outset itself, you are going to lose them. So, um, so once you are able to get that, assuming the fundamentals, the basics, and the rules with that itself, once you're able to get that, then the thing is, of course, once your video gets suggested, what is the percentage of people who actually will click on it, right? Because that is then going to give you the number of views, right? And that's going to give you the views as well as the impressions itself. So the key thing here is that first and foremost, you want to get your videos being suggested by YouTube. Now, how do you do that? Number one is to make sure that you have a great idea, you have a good idea of what exactly are the keywords that you want your videos to be ranked for, right? And so once you have an idea of that, of course, you do your research and you do your um, structure your videos and all that stuff, right? Once you've done that, and you have your keywords and your tags in your YouTube video that it's going to help you rank better. That's what you want to be after. Because once you have done that, inevitably, if your videos are good and it's getting number of clicks itself, YouTube is going to suggest. Now, once YouTube suggests, the next thing you want to see is that you want to have a higher click-through rate. Now, in order to get a higher click-through rate, that's where you talked about the thumbnail, you talked about the preview, you talked about the first 5 seconds of your video itself. You got to jump straight into the content, no more telling grandmother story and all that stuff. That you can do it later, but essentially you want to jump right in and let people know what they can expect, right? And once you have done that, okay, once you have done that, that is going to lead to your, contribute to your public watch hours, which I am working towards as well. So, in case if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Thank you, Renee. Thank you for being here. It's it's great to be able to connect with anyone who is working on their YouTube channel. I mean, we all start from zero. We all start from that level itself. So anything that I've learned, anything that I've experimented, and that I've seen, I'm more than happy to share with you on this channel itself. Right. So once you have that, right, the at the end of the day, you are going to lead you to the public watch hours. And what's so crucial about that is that, of course, once you have an increase in public watch hours and more people click on it, then all the more YouTube is going to suggest your video. Now, so when I look at some of the statistics, for example, I am quite I would say pleasantly surprised by the number of impressions that my videos get show up when it's a suggested video itself. Because right now, some of the views on my videos are just like 16, 30 views, couple of hundred views. That's about it, right? And with that itself, not going to make, that's not going to make a lot of deal. But now that I'm getting, in addition to that, I'm getting that suggested video, and because of the suggested video itself, I'm getting the impressions. Because of I'm getting the impressions, I'm getting the click through, and if I'm getting the click through, then of course I am getting the public watch hour. So that's the thing that I have learned today as I was messing around with the YouTube analytics itself. So go on and make sure you dive deep into the YouTube studio and look at the analytics itself, go through each of the videos and look at, what are some of the videos that are doing well? Why are they doing well? What is the reason why they're doing well? Is it because, your keywords are correct, or is it because of something else? You got to find that out, you got to dig that out, right? And so once you know that that is something that it's doing well, then of course you want to keep doing that, right? You want to keep doing that. Okay, so um, hi Casey from LinkedIn. It's good to see you here. Thank you so much. I am just so encouraged by all the messages and all the DMs and all the people that are connecting with me. Um, I might have some clubhouse invite coming along the way. So if you want a clubhouse invite, make sure you send me a DM. And once I get those invites in, I will make sure that I kind of send it off to you. Yesterday, I just gave out 3 invites to some random folks on Twitter, and it was just a great thing to do. I mean, since I have it, and I have been diving deep into Clubhouse and looking at what's going on there, and so. Once I saw that I've got that 3 invites, I was more than happy to share with anyone. And along the way, of course, am able to make a connection. I'm able to make a friend, and that's something that we can all do, right? And so that's the thing with that. Now, before we go, just to say that if you have not already subscribed to this channel, make sure you subscribe to this channel. My aim is to do a live stream every day, but of course, I'm changing up in terms of how the format is going to be structured, and I'm also looking at once a week to do something a little bit more in depth. And so, if there is something that you would like me to cover, particularly in the area of building that one person, 1 million all digital business. If there's something that you want me to cover, make sure you leave it in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to take a look at it. And, I will read everything that, you know, um, you send. All right. So Renee, you are on the wait list for Clubhouse. Yep. So once I get an invite, I will send it across to you, Renee. All right. So with that, thank you guys for watching. It's been great show here today. In case you're wondering, I just changed up my studio again. I'm just playing things up and seeing what works, and I'm just trying to see how that kind of gives me a better vibes, a better view of the home studio itself. It's never easy trying to live with your family and to be able to have your own studio itself. I mean, to me, that's a luxury, but at the same time, I want to make the best use of the space here. So in case you have any questions about the setup in terms of the lights, the cameras, the audio, the switches, and all the cool stuff, drop in the comments below. Let me know if there's something that you would like to know, and I'll be more than glad to share with you. And then, with that, I thank you so much for watching, and I catch you guys on the next one. Bye bye.